Hi, my name is Mark, and welcome to this video that's going to show you what I chose for my OOP project, the final OOP project for DT228 Computer Science second year. So what I chose is a web application written in Python and on the Django framework. It also comes with its own Android app, which I will show you a little bit later on. But for now, I'm going to just give you an introduction onto why I chose this, and then I'm going to give you a demo of the actual application. So the reason why I chose a web application, and this application in particular, is because I was buying tickets to a festival earlier on in the year, and I accidentally bought two. Not my fault, it was a server error, and I got charged for two. So when I submitted a support ticket to the company asking for a refund, during that time I was thinking to myself, what happens if I can't get this back? There's no physical tickets. I only get sent a email with a QR code. So if I try to sell this to somebody, like somebody in another country or even somebody just down the road from me, I can give them the printed copy that I got, but I still have a copy of it. So if I really wanted to, I could go down on the day of the event and try get into the event before the person I sold it to gets there. Now, I wouldn't do something like that, but I'm sure there are people in the world that would do this, and Ticketer is what sprung to my mind to help this. So Ticketer is a platform for event organizers to sell tickets for their events. So they can sell tickets to any sort of event, and they can set it up within a couple of minutes, and most of all, it's free, which is awesome. Another thing that Ticketer offers is the ability for event goers to resell their ticket in case something comes up like they can't go or something. The ability to resell the ticket is decided by the event organizer. He or she can choose when the event goer can resell their ticket or after how long, just in case they don't want that sort of thing to happen. So it still provides them a platform where they can buy and sell tickets. Even if the event organizer doesn't want people to resell tickets, that's fine. The cool thing about what Ticketer does, though, is when a person resells their ticket, the old QR code and the old PDF and all that becomes null and voided. The order gets deleted from the database, and a new one gets generated and is given to the other person who bought it. So even if the event goer did resell his ticket, or her resell his ticket to somebody else and tried to use the QR code they originally got, it wouldn't work. It would say that it's an invalid ticket just because they resold it. So the transactions are handled completely between the reseller and the purchaser, and then they're handled completely between the buyer and the event organizer. So there's no transactions with Ticketer. Um, it all runs through PayPal. So at the minute it's in sandbox mode but it does run through PayPal. Um, it also comes with an API which I needed to develop in order to create the app, which I can show you a little bit later. But it just basically gives features like authenticating the user and also validating a ticket for a check-in. So now on to a demo of the site. So from the get-go, you can see that the Ticketer website gives some information to event organizers and event goers. And underneath is a search bar. So you have to give a search query, so I could put the letter D in or something like that, and put in the word Dublin for the location, and press search, and it gives me a list of all the events in Dublin with that in the title. So if I went back, I can actually search an event in an exact event, Perk in Dublin, and it will show me that Perk is there and he's in Dublin. Or you can just search just at the top by keywords, so you can even just put in stuff like that. And if I just put in like hello, that won't come up. So let's say I wanted to buy a ticket and I'm just a anonymous event goer. I can search for, let's say I want to go to Rico in Dublin. He will come up and I have the option to buy tickets. So when an event organizer is selling tickets, they'd probably give the link to this event so they can buy them straight off here. But when I click get tickets, you can see that the picture for the event is there, the title, who it's by, when it's on, and also the price range for tickets, the location and the description. And then when you scroll down, you have the option to buy tickets either from the event itself or resellers. So the way that works is if you buy tickets straight from the event, the money goes straight into the event owner's account. And if you buy from the reseller, well, the money goes into the reseller's account, and a new order will be generated for you. So they're just as safe as each other. But the reason why they're both there is because it's cool to sometimes, give the option to let users resell their tickets. It's easy for them to get rid of them if they can't go and things like that. And it's benefiting a lot of people if they can give them to someone else who can go. However, there is some settings in the event dashboard, which I'll show you in a bit, that you can change as an event owner so that you can maybe not let people resell tickets, or only let them resell tickets once it's sold out, or maybe only resell tickets once a certain number of tickets have been reached or something like that. But that's always an option. So right now, if I was just an anonymous event goer, I wouldn't be logged in. So I can go down and click, I want one ticket, and I can click buy, and it'll bring me to this checkout page. So what the checkout page states is just, the event, when it's on, and who it's run by, the image, breakdown of price, and the booking fee and the total. The way that the booking fee works is it's a percentage taken off the total price of the ticket. This then gets passed to the event owner. However, if this was a live website, which in production, the ticketer itself would make requests to the event owner, having looked at how many tickets they've sold, for a certain amount of money for booking fees, and then once it receives them, the event can continue. But the purpose of this timer on the right hand side is it will take a ticket and put it on a queue. So just imagine for a moment that you have 100 tickets and you sold 99 and there's only one left, and two people want to come on and buy them. If both of them click buy and they're both on a checkout page and the payment goes through, you've just sold two tickets, which is cool, but you're only allowed to sell 100, so you've sold 101, which is over your capacity. So what this does is, when I click buy, it makes that ticket unavailable for the minute and puts it on a queue. So if there was only 99 tickets, if there was 99 tickets sold and there was only one left now, and I click buy, well then it would say to all the other users, this event is sold out, until either this timer ticks down to 0 or I navigate off this page. Then the ticket is taken off the queue and that ticket is then released out to the public. However, if I continue and pay for the ticket, well then it doesn't get released back to the public. That's a confirmed transaction. So as I'm not logged in, I have to register for an account. I also have the option to put a discount code in, which I will show you later on. But these are just codes that you can set in the event dashboard that will give the user a discount when they apply it to their cart. So let me just make a quick username. I'll just put in Mark0695, first name, and a second name, at hotmail.com, and a password. And then finally, I click register and purchase with PayPal. So all payments are handled through PayPal. I have implemented the PayPal IPN so that once a payment goes through, PayPal sends a post request to my server, which then makes sense of that and then does things depending on what it is. I have it running in sandbox mode now, which basically means that the payments are not real, they're all just for development purposes. But you can change it over to real world, real PayPal, just by changing a single boolean in the settings file. So if you click register and purchase with PayPal, it'll bring you to a confirm order page, which will say, please confirm your order. You'll be redirected to PayPal for a payment of €11.20. So when I click purchase by PayPal, it will contact PayPal, and it will give me the option to put in my password into my sandbox account for 1120 for the early birds recode index, and I click login. And just one thing to note about the PayPal IPN, it may throw an error on the ticketer website, or it might just say your order is being processed, but because of the nature of the PayPal IPN, sometimes it takes a couple of moments for the payment to come through back to my end. but it does come back nevertheless. So once we process the payment, it says that we've paid €11.20 to Index, and then there's just some fake details that PayPal makes. And then I have the option to return to merchant. So when I return to the merchant, it just shows you there that the payment has gone through straight away. But if it didn't, it would just say, it would take a few moments, please check back. But it says, also Mark, you are going to Rico at Index. So the payment has gone through, and you can see my order number is here, the ticket that I bought, the number of tickets, and the total. Now I can go to my tickets, and it will show you that, there's my ticket for Rico at Index, and my account that I set up has now been set up. So there's a couple of things I can do now. I can, download the ticket, which will create a PDF. I can bring that into shot, which is there. If you zoom out, it will generate this PDF. So that background there, I made that in GIMP. It took me a while, but it looks really cool. So what it does is it takes that order code that we generate every time a user buys a ticket, a unique order code. It generates this QR code, fills in the details in the PDF, and then sticks the QR code onto the PDF. So what this will be used for later on is the scanning of the QR code in the app as the event owner, and then it will check them in online and stuff like that. So I just close that off for the minute. I can now view my order, and as you can see, there's the QR code that will be used when you're entering an event. So when you're doing this, you would probably bring this up to the door at the event, or print out the ticket and bring that up. So some other options, you can resell a ticket if I have it permitted. Yes, I can. So let's say I didn't want to go to this event, or I couldn't go. Well, then I can say, before we put your ticket up for sale, we have to confirm the details below. That's no problem. The way I have it set is you have to pay either face value or less. That's how much you can put your ticket up for, nothing more, because we don't want touting. So the ticket originally was €10, so I can put it in for €10 or €9 or anything less. Then I specify an email that I want the payment to go through to, and then give it a reason. So I bought this ticket by accident, or something like I did originally, and now I can't go. And then there's just some terms and conditions that I just wanted to make clear. So it might not be resold. You can remove your ticket whenever you want, and once your ticket has been sold, it will be voided and it cannot be reversible. So once your ticket is up for sale, you can't actually use it going into a club or anything, or into the event. You're going to have to unsell it, so that it's just a precaution. So then it says resell. Your ticket has been put up for sale and is listed below. So now we have a ticket on the right hand side from a reseller. And you can view the details. So this is being resold by the user, and it's being sold by me, and the reason is this ticket, I bought this ticket by accident and I can't go. So I'll leave that reselling part there for the minute. I'm going to log out of this account, and I'm going to log into my account. And I'm going to give you an example of how I can buy this ticket. So just to make it clear, I only have one ticket to Rico at the minute, and you can view that order. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But let's say I wanted to buy that ticket that the other account put up. I can browse to the event, I can click Rico, I can go down, and I can click buy. It will say you are buying a resold ticket, and then I can give my, you see I'm already logged in, so I only have to give my first name and last name and my email, and then I can purchase with PayPal. You're going to be redirected for a price of $11.20, which is fine. Purchase with PayPal, and then it will contact PayPal once again. And this time, instead of it going to hello@index.com, it will be going to markbarrett42@hotmail.com. That's what we specified when we were selling the ticket. Then you can click Pay Now. And then it will say, I have paid €11.20 to Mark Barrett, my reseller. So again, just to reiterate that it might take a couple of moments for the PayPal IPN to respond. Yeah, see, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to come back, because the IPN takes a few moments to respond. But once it does, we can come over here and look at it. There it is. So if you gave it a few moments, it pops back up. So there you go. That's the fourth ticket for Rico. So this will have a different transaction ID and a different QR code. So if I download this one this time, it will be different to the one that was generated previously. meaning that if the other person still had the PDF, so I do still have it, so if I open this one, which was downloaded before, uh, as the other account, you can see that those QR codes are notably different, meaning that even if I went up with this QR code, it wouldn't let me in. The event owner would tell me that I've already sold my ticket and I can't come in. And just to show you that it has actually worked, I can log back out of this account and show you that I probably won't have any tickets in the other account. Oh, sorry, that's... So now I'm going to log into the original account, which is this one, and I am going to see if the ticket has been removed, which it definitely should be. So now it says I have no tickets yet, so I have no access to that anymore, but that's where the ticket was. So that's basically the sort of stuff you can do if you're just an event goer. Some other things you can do is I have it set on this event, and you can set this yourself in the event dashboard, that you can only buy a ticket with an invite code. So an invite code, like a discount code, is provided to a user when the event is invite only. So, for example, if I wanted to buy this ticket, I couldn't just click buy. It would say that I'd have to, put in my invite code before I can. And I already have an invite code set called Hello World. So once I put that in, I can click buy, and then I can go ahead and buy the ticket. So now, from an event organizer's point of view, I'm going to show you the dashboard and everything like that. So before I do that, I am going to log into my other account where I have that is the owner of all those events. And by the way, you can register for an account right here. You just put in your username, so hello1234 hello@hello1234.com, and then a password, and then you can just register like that, and then I have my account. It's as simple as that. But I'm going to log back in with my account, and I'm going to show you different things in the back end for event organizers. So each event, so if I click my events, each event is run by a event organizer, or an organizer profile as I call them. So an organizer profile is something over here I can show you, just here, where you can, create it, put your name in, your description, your website, your Facebook, your image, and the PayPal email where the payments for tickets will go. We're in the My Events page. I'm going to go down to Perk, and I'm just going to click Manage to show you the event dashboard. So looking at it now, you have the event name on the top left, the status of the event, if it's public, private, or invite only, an option to delete the event, which I won't do, and edit event. So edit event just lets you change the details that you've already set about the event. On the left, you have the navigation menu. So you can click orders and see all the orders that people have made to your event. So let's say I wanted to view the order, I can just click view order, and there it is. This little green tick that you see here, it wasn't here with the other event, or the other order, sorry, is the check-in status. So if a user's already checked the ticket in, it will have a tick, so that means if you go up to the door at a club, it will have a tick if the user's already checked in. So if I go to my events again and go to Perk, I can see the order. I can also see the tickets. So these are the different type of tickets: my early birds, my pre-sale twos. I can delete those. So let's say I wanted to delete pre-sale 2, it's gone. Let's say I wanted to add it back, I can say pre-sale 2. Let's say it's 200 available, and the price is €18. Add the ticket. There it is there. So you can also add tickets on top of that. You can have as many as you want. It's infinite. And going on the left hand side now, you have discount/invite codes, which is the thing I was describing earlier on. Discount codes are the ability to give somebody a discount at the checkout for a percentage or something like that. So when I click add discount code, I give it a name, so let's say 20 off or something for 20% off, and then add the discount code. So there's 20 off. Now, if I just open Browse Event in a new tab, I can show you that when I go to perk, and let's say I buy that new ticket I added, and I put in, what was it, 20 off, and then click purchase, it will take 20% off the cart value, and it will only charge that to me when I go through to PayPal. Invite codes as well are the codes you use to access the event. So if I change this to, hello or something like that, it will add that. So it will check all the invite codes when you're putting it into an event. So in order for this to work, I can actually click resell and event settings and change it to invite only, and then click edit and give it a 0 and edit settings. Now if I go back and I go to test, was it Rico? Or no, it was perk, sorry. When I go to perk, it says that it's invite only. And then if I go to my discounted invite codes, you see that I've set the hello code. And in order to access that, I can type in, oh no, not hello world, sorry, that's an accident. Just put in hello and buy. Sorry, something's going up there, sorry, 1 second. Press hello and then buy. Sorry, that was just a quick error, but using invite code hello, and now I have access to it. So one other stuff you can see is the guest list. So the guest list is a list of all the people that are coming with their first and second names, so you can see who's ordered what, and if you need to make arrangements, maybe print out the guest list or something like that, you can do that. As I said, the resell and event settings, so you can make it invite only, you can make it private, you can make it public. You can choose if users can resell their tickets or not, and when they can resell them. The check-in page is a page that lets you see who's actually checked into the event. So this comes in really handy when you're deciding, or when you're running the event, and you might want to see if somebody has already came in or not. Well, then you can do that there, and obviously you can click view event and it brings it back. So that's basically it on this. When you're creating an event, you can do so by clicking create event as an event owner. You put the name in, the location, the start and end date, start time, end time, your images, your tickets, and your settings, and it makes the event. I can show you that now. Let's see if I get some details. Let's put in some tests, values. And also I can actually change this so it makes it on the 25th, just to show you that you can't actually access an event that is over. I'm just going to choose some files to put in. Yeah, I can do. That's a screenshot of the app, and this blank can do. Hello. Let's say it's a comedy festival, and let's just be run by test. Now we could say the ticket name is first ticket. Let's say they're €5, and there's 200 of those. Let's say there's second tickets, and they're €10, and there's maybe 1,000 of those. No, not 1,000, that's ridiculous. And then third tickets, they're 15, and there's 200 of those. Yes, I want it to be public. Would you like event goers to resell their tickets? Yes. Anytime. And then if it's anytime, you just put a 0 in there and then click create event. Nice one, your event is created successfully. Here it is. And that's the event. And you can see the tickets have shown up there. And if I click buy, it will show you all of that. Now, if I go and look down, you can see the event is there. And if I want to manage it, I can click up the top right and manage it accordingly. What else is there? Another cool feature that comes with Ticketer is the event ability to see how many events and all the events under a particular event owner. So if I go in here and click the index, name, you can see it's the name of the event organizer, their Facebook, and all the events they're running. And then obviously you can click get tickets from here and buy your tickets there. So moving on quickly to the API, really quick. This is just a quick bit of developer and API documentation for 4 different endpoints. Some of them are still being built, so the two that are that work no problem, or three, sorry, that work perfectly at the moment are the authentication endpoint, the ticket validation endpoint, and the My Tickets endpoint. The My Events endpoint is still being built, but it will be coming soon. The other endpoints are pretty easy to use. You just post the username and the password to them using a HTTP post method, and then it will return a JSON response depending on what you give it. So that's what I used for the app, which I'll show you in a few moments. While I'm at it, I thought that I would show you how the check-in system works really quickly before I show you the app. So I have the app here open up on my phone, and I also can show you if I go to my events, open that in a new tab, and go down to Rico, and then go to check-in. You can see there's no check-ins at the minute, but here's my QR code. So if I open up the Ticketer app, which I will show you in a few moments, I can log in with my username and password, and I can pick the option to scan tickets. And then once I scan the ticket, it tells me it's valid, and then when I refresh the page, the tick shows up, and then it'll say that I've checked in. That app I'll show you in a few moments, but for now I just thought I'd show you that. So welcome to this demo of the Ticketer Android app. So I previously just showed you the web application, and I showed you what scanning barcodes and QR codes looks like on that end. But I'm also going to show you how it looks like from the Android side. So if you were the event owner, you'd probably download this app and use it to check people in and make sure that the tickets people provide you at the door are correct and that they match what you have online. So it's pretty simple. You just have a simple login activity, which once you press login will contact the Authenticate API that I wrote, and it will post the username and password. It will check it against the database, and then if it's successful, it will return a JSON response with some parameters like success variable and stuff like that. So when I click login, it says that, you know, welcome to the Ticketer user area, and my username. So I can log out, which will just bring me back here, or if I log in again, I can, you know, press scan tickets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press scan tickets, scan a barcode that hasn't been, QR code that hasn't been used, show what it does, and then try scan it again and show you that if you try scan it again, it won't let you. So if I click scan tickets, and I have one up on the screen here for Perkit Index, you can see there's no tick there, which means that it hasn't been, sorry, I'm trying to show you, it hasn't been used yet. But if I hover over it, it will say valid ticket, hey Mark, welcome to the event. And if I click scan another so you can see through the camera, the tick will be there now, which means that the user has been checked in like I showed you on the web application. It will also come up on the event dashboard. And if I try to do it again, it'll say this ticket is not valid because you don't have access to scan it, or it has been scanned before. So it stops people who aren't the event owners scanning the ticket if they're not the event owner, and also if you try scan it again, it will say that it's a not valid ticket. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll continue with a conclusion on the entire project. Thank you. Pretty much wraps everything up here about Ticketer. There's some features which I may not have fully gone through, but you can definitely look at them yourself. This website is actually live right now. I'll leave the IP in the description, but I can say it out right now, which is 178.62.41.17. So anybody can go on there and make an account and try it out and see what they think. So please do. So finally, I'm just going to wrap up with some information about the framework, the language, the self-learning, and everything that I've done with this project. So when I was given the option when we were given the option to make this project, and I decided to make a web application, my first idea was to use PHP because I'm really good at PHP. I've written a number of web applications with PHP, or websites, and I'm actually selling a PHP script online for Minecraft servers, which I thought, you know, because I have that knowledge of PHP, it would be awesome to see if I can use it to make something like this. However, when I read into it, people were saying PHP isn't really that great at being object orientated, and I thought, you know, I already know PHP, why not try learn something else? So I went onto the internet and I looked up alternatives to PHP. I found a few different alternatives. People were saying ASP, writing maybe using Java. But one that really stood out to me was Django. Not only because it's a cool name and it looks really cool, but also it's Python, and I wanted to, you know, use this opportunity. I wanted to use this project as an opportunity to learn a new language. And Python was a language that I always wanted to learn. So I decided, let's try it. I opened up, I downloaded PyCharm, I downloaded Django, and for the first couple of weeks I was just messing around with it, and eventually I started to get quite proficient in it. Um, and to be honest, it's a really, really, really cool framework. It's really secure. It's really it's really excellent in the way that it handles models and stuff like that. It's very object orientated. Instead of having to write lines and lines and lines of SQL code, it's more object orientated with getting objects from the database and manipulating them that way. Um, Python as a language is a beautiful language. It's really easy to learn, and having the OOP concepts that I've already learned, it was really easy to pick up. It's really enjoyable to write in Python, and the rewards you get from Django are really, really cool. So that was the web application side of it. The API as well is written using Python and Django. Nothing amazing there. It just takes in the post request, and it will, you know, query the database and then return a JSON response. So that's easy stuff. PDFs were generated using a one of the Python PDF libraries. QR codes were generated using one of the QR code libraries. So yeah, it's just a brilliant, language and framework that I really enjoyed, and I hope to use again, making more web applications and using it for other things. The Android app, however, the Android app as well, obviously that's written in Java. What is it? Looking Ajax. Ticketer also has some Ajax in there to handle with the clock and the adding to the resell list, and removing it and things like that. The queue. Ticketer also has some Ajax in there. It uses it to put the ticket onto the queue and get rid of it when the time expires. Which is another cool thing that I learned. You're able to make pretty much queries to a database without actually having to refresh the page. The whole web application as well. I was originally going to host it with AWS, but I chose not to because I heard of another service that other people have used and have recommended called DigitalOcean. So I logged on, and they were giving $50 free credits for people that have the GitHub student pack. And I already have that, so that's awesome. I got $50 free credits. I set up an Ubuntu server, and installed Django on it, configured Nginx to serve the requests, for to run my Django application, and also I played around a little bit with GUnicorn. But that's pretty much how I deployed it. On the other hand, there's the Android app, which obviously is written in Java. So I obviously had a bit of knowledge with Java already. It was quite enjoyable to use Android Studio for the first time. It took me a lot longer to use that because I had to learn some other things about. It's called Volley. It's how Android makes HTTP requests. I had to read into that, so that took me a little bit of time. But it was very interesting. The QR code scanner is really easy to implement, and it interacts with the API well. I was going to put the app up on Google Play, but as time permitted, I left it a bit too late to put it up. But it is here on my phone, and I do have the APK on my laptop. If you wanted to, if anybody wants to use it, and I'll probably put it up for download on the Ticketer website when this video goes up. Other than that, all the code, all the source code and everything for Ticketer, the web application, the Django and Python code, is all up on my GitHub. They're private repositories, so if you really want to access it and you're not added as a contributor, just let me know and I can add you. And the source code for the Android app is also up on my GitHub as well, and is also private, but if you want to be added, just let me know. So again, if you want to use the particular web app, it's up there. You can do it now online. But other than that, I really appreciate you listening to this and watching this video. I feel that this app has really improved my knowledge of, web applications and things like that, and I look forward to doing something like this again. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day. Bye.